All right, bro. I'm gonna give you a more detailed rundown of what this game is. Uh, so basically, you're the stuff that I told you in the message I sent of running this shit and running this kind of empire and all that good jazz and stuff. This is my starting empire, or this is my starting system. I named it the Burning Eye. This is the first planet that my people originate from, the Burned Pearl. So we expanded out to once we discovered scientific. The game starts off and tells you that your people just discovered space travel. So now it's time to expand, basically, out into the world and figure it out. So you go and you build, space station at your sun. There's a little space station there. Oh, this is not the space station. This is a research station or a mining station to mine the what's the resource from any particular thing. So this gives energy, 8 energy. So that's what that little thing is mining. Uh, this is the space station. So this is where you can see right over here. I can't move the cursor to hover over it, but this little thing that pops up, I'm trying to resist the urge of pointing at it with my finger, but it says Burning Eye Station, Galaxy's Ocean. That's the name of our empire. That's what I made it for our empire to be called Galaxy's Ocean. Uh, it shows you like the little hull points, armor, shields, all that stuff, how much it takes to upkeep it, all the stuff all the resources you gain and the rate that you're gaining them is up at the top. So if you see very all the way up at the top, uh, let me see if I can go to it up here. You know, energy credits taken in 87 a month. This is monthly. So if you look down at the bottom left corner, it says 2217 827. So that is the year 2217. Uh, what's that? Uh, August 27th. So as the months go by, it goes. You see, it goes through by days, and then it increases the month and stuff, and it goes up like that. And so this game starts at 2200, 2200. So it's been 17 years since I started this. Uh, and it goes up like that at that rate. Well, right now it's on the double speed. That's triple speed, and I don't ever like putting it at triple speed because you see I put it at triple speed and all this stuff just happened. Uh, I don't want that. I don't want stuff happening super fast. I want to be able to sit there and take my time with it. Anyways, I'm gonna have to now have to look at what all that stuff is. Uh, but up at the top, you see all the things, all the little things that you're bringing in, the production and stuff that you're bringing in, what's causing it to come in that way. What's it based off of? Unity is like, I don't know what exactly Unity is supposed to represent. Unity is used to unlock new traditions. We can increase our. So it's just telling you what that is. But as far as the one-to-one equivalent of what Unity is, my Unity for me in my mind is like just like the collective of your people and your empire and everything you're doing. How unified, I guess, the galaxy is. So how much you unified the galaxy is how much like unity you're bringing in. So as far as that, which I'm assuming can go up by quite a bit, uh, unity based off of your people and their stuff and all that junk. So before I even really get too far into this, uh, I hope you're prepared because this might be a pretty long video. Uh, the government. This is the guy I made for the leader of my people. I called him Prime Captain Elias Dante. Yes, I made him. I customized him. It's not like this has a huge, deep customization option, but they do let you make your own people. Uh, so my people are called the naval born. That's their species. He's 55 right now. He said he was 17 years younger when this game started, uh, and it lets you choose your kind of political, uh, your political. What's the term I'm looking for? Kind of like your political succession. So this is like the I put dictator. So when he dies, uh, they're gonna vote for somebody else to be in charge, but they're gonna have like this kind of primary rule. You can choose for them to have like a, a kind of royal line of royalty, like where like when that person's died, their child takes over. You can have a democracy where they always vote in new leaders uh, based off of uh, whatever things. There's like I think there's four options of how you can do that. But based off of that, it's going to choose based off of it's going to make decide what options become available to you when you want to choose certain things like this. So you get to choose these kind of things. This is Philosopher King. It's not enough to simply rule. The ship of state must be guided by a king that wields enough wisdom to knowledge to steer it true. So, like this, to choose this Philosopher King, your rulers and governors are less likely to gain negative traits. Ruler level cap +2. So it gives you those bonuses that you can't choose the Philosopher King option if you choose a democracy, right? Or a not democracy, but a yeah democracy. Or if you choose a democracy or some or the other option, you have to choose either the kind of king royalty option or like a dictator line of succession to be able to choose that option. And then you only get to choose. We don't necessarily only get to choose two of these, but they give you a certain like amount of like points to distribute. And if you choose one thing, like it gives you negative, and another thing that gives you plus. It's pretty complex, I mean, but that's something I already told you that this is complex stuff. Free haven. The society has a well-earned reputation for free haven. The tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free. All are welcome here, regardless of their species or origin. So that means the effect is the population growth from immigration. So I can get 15%, 50% immigration pool. That means, people flocking to my planets essentially to grow the population. So you can't choose that option if you also have to choose these things: the governing ethics, fanatic xenophile, like that means like increased options for other species, cannot use no refugees, cannot enslave entire species, cannot displace aliens. You have these. It's like a list of like six things I think, or five things, and you can choose like the extreme version. You can use the base version or the extreme version of a thing, or the extreme and base version of the thing that opposes it, like the opposite version of it. So it's five things, two things on both sides. The extreme version and the base version. So the orange means it's the extreme version. The green means it's the base version. So I chose these two things for just kind of, this is me building out what I believe my people is. My concept was to make these guys pirates. You see our symbol. It's like it's an anchor, and it's a stir for like a ship. So my whole thing was kind of based off to make these guys based off of pirates and have a pirate like theme with them. So that's why I called him Captain Elias Dante, naval born. Uh, they have a Galaxy Ocean is the name of our empire and stuff. These ruler traits he gained as like we went on. You can see it's already pointed out that his age is 55. But okay, so this is the naval born people. you get to customize what they look like. Now they all have they I'll show you in a little bit, but they have different like randomized looks for them, but it's all based off of the initial look you kind of give them. uh 46 population across two worlds. That's how many worlds I got and stuff. So that's that person that you're seeing right there is nobody. It's just the de facto look of the people, humanoid. And so you get to choose what your traits of your people are. Quick learners. Members of this species are quick to learn from their experiences. Resilient. Members of the species are psychologically resilient and willing to fight like enraged brood mothers defending their worlds. And I put deviants. These people are rebellious in nature and constantly try to challenge the status quo. Quarrelsome. While not inherently distrustful, members of the species often socially combative. So I gave them these things because, like I was saying before, uh, if they have negative, like when you're given these things, you can pick certain things and you're going to spend the allotted points they give you. But if you give them negative traits, it's like a negative to those points, which means it gives you some of those points back. So if I just chose these two, I would only be able to have, or if I chose, yeah, if I just chose these two, that's it. That's all I would be able to choose. But because I gave them these two as well, I was able to give them this option as well, charismatic. The continental preference, this is just their kind of their planet preference. So the planets that are continental, that are made up of land and water, like that's their kind of ideal planet. They can settle on other planets too, but whether or not they're going to thrive or struggle is going to depend on their preference. Like they have like certain continental worlds I have found have been like 80% good for them. I have other worlds that I could colonize and send them to that's only 70%, but they're ocean worlds, so that means they're a world that's mostly comprised of water and ocean, and not exactly have a bunch of land mass for them. But it's 70% chance that they'll thrive on that planet. They have a 70% thriving capacity for that planet because it is kind of close to what they are used to. Anyways, getting off of this option, we can take a little tour around more interesting things. So this is the burning eye. That's what I named the sun. Uh, all the other planets and stuff, like they have their own names and stuff. I don't know if there's a way to specifically change the names of planets in the area, but all of these planets have this different names. Uh, these are once again little mining crafts that mine the resources. You see the little diamonds are minerals, uh, and you have to build these stations to get the stuff off of the planets. But some planets don't take anything at all. Here, right here is, what is this? I think, I don't know what that is. Is that one of my science ships? Transport ship. I guess this transport ship is what moves. I don't even know what the hell this is, honestly. Uh, but I do have a trade route, so I don't know if there is a ship that they made for it to be there to represent the trade
When
route.
armies are ordered into space, they automatically embark on these transport ships. Make sure to protect them, since they are quite defenseless.
Okay, so that explains that then. I don't know why that's doing that because I don't remember telling any of my armies to move. But yeah, you see, we zoom out here. This is all the things that I've taken. So everything that's in the blue is our territory. This yellow is a another race that we discovered, or that we just happened upon, and so this is all their territory. Right now, we're allies with them somewhat. We have an agreement, certain agreements. So but we're not in any kind of conflict with each other. Usually, the lines are the direct ways, the routes to the different systems. Everything that's lit up like this are places that we've surveyed or that we've explored, and we've actually been there and seen them. Anything that's dark like that, we haven't been. Now we can see all these lit up, even though we haven't been to any of them because we just made agreements and pacts. But if I actually zoom in on it, like I can't see anything that's going on with their planets in particular. Like I don't know what they got going on their planets. You know, I can't see what kind of stuff they're pulling in, what kind of, you know, uh, resources their planets give, because I haven't explored them and I can't explore them because uh, it's their territory and we don't have an agreement like that. Uh, the only thing that I do have, I know what these planets have because I was exploring and surveying this planet, and this is where I discuss where we met them. And so until we actually fully established our like acknowledgement of one another, it was fine for me to survey this planet. But after we like came into contact with them and talked to them, we weren't able to look at all their other planets. Now we made it so we can travel through their planet, their systems, and they won't have any beef with us traveling through. But we're not allowed to send ships to look at them. Now, since I'm on the topic, I don't know why this thing is here and I don't know where it's going. Uh, since I'm on the topic, we have these science ships here. So I have 4 of these science ships, and the science ships. Oh, let me go to where he's at. So I have 4 of these science ships, and these science ships go. By the way, you get to design the ships too. Not a really detailed thing, but they have several different, like 4. I think I don't have any of the DLC, but they have like 4 different types of these science ships that you can choose from, like insectoid, humanoid, uh, aquatic, and something else. You know, kind of vibes to them, and you get to choose what kind of like setup you have for those things. I choose like the kind of aquatic setup because, you know, they kind of have the shapes of like sea animals and stuff. And so the science ship, and you see it has that blue color because I chose this blue color to kind of represent like the ocean and stuff. But as you originally saw in the government tab, you see I have like the blue and brown as our colors. So that's why this blue is like that. That's why our blue, we have this color blue. And if I zoom out, oh, I forgot to show you this. Like, this is the game, right? And zoom out, this is as big as the world is. So all these like systems, all these stars and stuff are potential for us to travel to. This is the center of the universe. I don't know what's there, but there are 8 empires on this map. I've only discovered 1. And actually I discovered 2 because I just recently discovered these guys over here, but we're in communications with them right now to try to figure out what their deal is. But like I was saying about the science ships are the guys we send out to go over to these planets to discover. They go and they survey the systems. They go and research anomalies and stuff. This is Darius Moon. He's 56 at this point. You get these scientists, right? So this is Darius Moon. He drives the Lobster One. You get to name your guys, and you get to name the ships that you make. So I had the Lobster One before I had Darius Moon, right? You build these ships, but then you have to hire somebody to actually captain them. So I got Darius Moon doing the Naval One. I got Delilah Walker. She drives the Crab's Eye. I got Anna Hope Kingsley, who drives the Flaming Hermit. And then I have POTUS Sunrim, who drives the Star Shrimp. And yeah, so they get their own traits and stuff, but they're just guys doing their own thing. You don't get to choose what they look like. They just you hire them, and then you assign them to do what they do. And so I have those 4 people doing their thing. Then you have your construction ships, right? Construction ship. That's what the construction ship looks like. Now these construction ships are unmanned. I imagine like the construction ships, even with the crew and everything, like they're in there. There's people in there that do that, but they're not important enough to have an actual like main researcher or person who's like driving it. But I imagine it's just like a bunch of guys in there. These go around and they construct stuff. They're the ones who build the little centers, the mining stations and stuff. They build the space stations and shit. They build anything that needs to be floating. The space stations themselves are the ones that build the ships. So the ships build the stations build the ships. Kind of weird, right? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? But it comes from like the first planet, which is the thing that we built whatever things we needed to build, and then we built the ability to travel to space. And then we built a space station, and then from the space station we started to build other ships that could do construction and stuff and go around and stuff. But this is a space station. You go in there. Oops. I hope I didn't make that thing come here. It's not coming. Yeah, you see you have your space station. You can go to shipyard and build certain things. Build this type of things that you need for ships and shit. You can only have 3 of these. Well, 4 of these now. I can have 4 of them now. But before I was only allowed to have 3. But as you expand, the little I don't know how to describe them. Okay, here, yeah. So this thing is the thing that star base. These are, once you upgrade them, they become star bases, and you get all these like little attachments on them, and then they have more things that they're capable of doing. And as you get a bigger empire, you're able to make more of these. And so this, you can put trade routes. You can have your star fleet ships spawn from them and all that good stuff. So these are civilian ships. These are my military fleets. So I got the military. I don't know if I'm going to be able to look at them right here, but M Squad. Wait. I don't know if I'm going to see them because I have them going back and forth. So you see this is their route. They patrol this area. They go all the way to this and they go back. And that's just to protect and safeguard against any pirates or anybody who might be going through. Ironically, like, we are pirates, but we're not doing any pirate activity. But like, if some invader ship comes through and tries to, start any stuff there, and they come into this area, they'll run into these guys. So here, running M Squad, I have Fatima the Octopus, I think that's what I heard her nickname was. I gave all the captains of my military fleets like these nicknames. Yeah, the Octopus White Shore. Fatima the Octopus White Shore. So she's in charge of M Squad. I named all of these ships in her squad. The Mermaid, the Marina, the Manatee, and actually I didn't name that one yet because I gave them all a fourth ship. Before they were just 3 ships, and I gave them all 4th ships, but I never went back and named all their 4th ships. So that's M Squad. Let's see, I have Atlantis. That's the name of their squad. Okay, I think they're here, so I can actually see them. Here they go. Oh, why they disappear? So this is their route. They go back and forth between this planet, or this system, and this system over here. I don't know what's happening and what's making them disappear, but it's all right. Not that big a deal. So yeah, this is Johnny Jupiter. You know, his nicknamed Johnny Jupiter is what they call him in my mind. Yeah, he's in charge of the Atlantis fleet. Namor, Arthur, and Trident. This is his fourth one that I never gave the nickname to. And then I have Wonderland, the Wonderland fleet, which hopefully I could see them. There they go. They're not disappearing. So this is the Wonderland fleet, which has 13 people in it. This is like the first fleet I made, so I recently made a bunch more ships and just put them all in this fleet. So they patrol, see Wonderland. Oh yeah, right now I took them off of their patrol. I sent them so they can go over here, because I want them to, because I don't know what the heck these new people that we just discovered are what their deal is, but I really want to take this point right here, because once I establish this as part of my empire, like this is like closing off this entire like right side. If you're looking at it from this perspective, like this whole right side over here, this is the only spot, this is like the spot that kind of cuts everybody off. Everybody from this way, they can't get over to my empire unless they come through here. So if I have like established this spot as like mine, they can't, like they have to pass through here if they want to get to me. I don't know if there's another like warp, like traveling way that you can like get to other like systems without taking these direct routes. But as for now, like this is the way that anybody outside this way can get to my territory. I have this side over here, like I already have this taken care of. Like this particular like spot here, like these guys already can only get through to my system from this area, from going from their area here to Golden Eye over here, and you know, or this way. But no matter what, they have to go through Golden Eye if they want to get in my territory. There's no other lines leaking them, even outside, even beyond here. Now, if I don't know how all of these link up, they might be able to link up and come all the way around here, but it doesn't matter, because once they do, this is the only place that they can get in from, right here. So I already have that. You see, like I even skipped over this area to build my station here, so I can put that as my territory. So anybody who's coming through is going to be like trespassing. It looks like this line, this star right here is connected to these ones, but this is not connected to this one. I haven't been here to survey to know for sure, but you can faintly see the lines even when you haven't been there. So like this is, I've explored enough of this area to, if this was connected to this, I'd be able to see it. So they would only be able to get, so anybody coming from over in this space territory over here, the only way they're going to get into my territory is if they go through here, right? So I have that on lock already. So, and you see all of these stars right here that are right in front of my place, like none of them connect to any part of my territory over here. None of these connect. Even over here, this one, no connections coming. No, there's no line coming from out of this planet over here. So the only way they'll be able to get to me is through here, and through here, and through here. So I like, and if anybody else, I'm cool with these guys. So if anybody with malicious intent is coming to try to even get from this left side over here, then they'll have to go through these guys' entire system to even do that, first of all. But yeah, so that's kind of how I've been strategizing playing my thing. All these like little yellow spots are basically like your claims to territory because you've already traveled there and you've been there, so you kind of have a unspoken claim to them, unofficial claim to them. So anybody who's coming, if anybody comes and tries to take this territory and put a station there or try to take it like before you, then you're going to be able to have a callous bell against them, which is the kind of thing that you get to be like, you have reason to attack them or go to war with them. So that's why like you see all this like little yellow spaces, like what that is, all the potential places that you have claim on, because your claim gets stronger. I'm assuming, like, you see how these are kind of all faint. This one is over here is like really yellow because once I think I've surveyed this planet, this system already, but now I have this thing right next to it. My territory, like this is officially my territory. So this neighboring territory is going to be even more like, oh, they have a bigger claim on that because it's literally right next to their territory. So I'm gonna go back and claim all this stuff in time because it costs stuff to actually build a station for these places. Uh, anyway, all that being said, I'll just go into like some of my areas here. Of This is the first place I got the burning eye. That's what I called it. If you zoom out, this system area is called Poseidon's Gaze. And if I zoom out, you'll see Galaxy's Ocean. And you'll see my symbol. And there's the Gleebegs Foundation. That's their whole shit. But I like how it looks. Like you zoom out, and you see the Galaxy's Ocean. You see the whole anchor, and you see like the blue thing of it. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want it to look like. So if I spread my territory across the galaxy, it's gonna look like a little bit blue ocean going on. So I got the burning eye. The second system I did, I think it was this one that I claimed, the dark eye. It's a little red area. None of these planets are habitable for my people. There is terraforming that you'll get later on if you research it, but yeah, you can terraform planets, but I don't really know how that works exactly because I haven't gotten to that point yet. And then I got this one, which I called the bright eye, and let me just go back to the burning eye, and this is our first planet, our home planet, the burned pearl. I originally called it sapphire pearl, but once I started the kind of naming convention of all my other planets and stuff and all the systems, I just went back to it, and I just kind of figured I wanted it to the burned pearl to be related to the name of the star in the system, because once I got the bright eye, this was the first planet that I colonized, and I called it Bright Pearl. So I went back and renamed my first planet Burned Pearl. This is Golden Eye. Quite a few things going on here. This is Eyes of the Fates, where there's like three little suns here. This is Halo's Eye. I like it. It has like these two little asteroid belts, which is pretty nice, which is like its goldenness, and the asteroid belts made me call it Halo's Eye. It also has like a separate little planet here that has a moon on it, which is kind of cute, but it doesn't really have anything going for it. You look at the planets and, it gives descriptions of it. It's a molten world, molten lava world. This one's too. Same thing for the moon for it. Pretty much all of these things. Look at all these freaking little planets over around here are like molten planets. This This little symbol here is like I forgot what it was. Trade value. So it kind of increases your overall trade value and gives your trade routes more value throughout the system and stuff. So remember when I was talking about the planets earlier? Uh, See, so it kind of names the following planets after the main planet's name. So this is Halo's Eye, or the main star's name. So I named it Halo's Eye. So the following planets is Halo's Eye 2. They only give the planets name if they have resources on them. If you can gather stuff from them. If they don't have any resources, they still name it, but they don't show it. So that's called a Halo's Eye 2. If you zoom in on this, then you see that's Halo's Eye 1. Right? But they don't show it out here because this planet has nothing going on. Halo's Eye 1A, Halo's Eye 2. I'm guessing this one's Halo's Eye 3. Yeah. I don't know what Halo's Eye 4 is. I'm guessing it must be this one. Halo's Eye 4. Oh, that's Halo's Eye 6. Oh, this one. Halo's Eye 4. This is Halo's Eye 4A. Then this big one over here is Halo's Eye 5. This little planet's going to be Halo's Eye 5A. It's a moon, technically, but they call it planets. So this is Halo's Eye 6. See, they're just frozen worlds. Well, I mean, I guess they don't necessarily call it a planet, even though it's a moon. It's referred to as frozen worlds, and it's a planetary. It says planetary feature, so it's not technically a planet, but some of the moons are habitable. So that's Halo's Eye. Then we got the Pierced Eyes, where I got the Wonderland Fleet. Wonderland Fleet, I didn't really get into their names, but the first one was Walrus, the second one's Carpenter, then Oyster. That's the third. That's the first three that was there. Walrus and Carpenter and the Oysters from Alice in Wonderland, when they had the Walrus and the Carpenter story. Yeah, so that's what I named. That's what's Wonderland, and but I have the Pierced Eyes. So I have this big system in this event, but it has two separate gravitational pulls and rotations going on here. And this is a nebula, and it has some effects that aren't necessarily good, I don't think. But it's cool. It's interesting. There's no habitable planets in this system, but it's got a lot going on. It's got this thing 2 trade value for whatever freaking reason. I don't know what they're getting from that planet, but it's good. And the whole freaking event itself is got 3, so I'm getting 5 from this thing in total, which is pretty good. And then it has, I'm getting 7 from it. So what's making? Oh, there's 2 here. There's 3 here, and there's 2 here. So that's what's making it 7. And then I don't think I have the technology to harvest whatever this is. But I had one of my scientists. So something else your scientists do besides surveying planet, as they're going around surveying the planets, they discover anomalies. So that's what all of these are. Something that it's weird, or they notice while they're doing their surveys. And so when they're doing that, they come across these things. Now, I was given advice in videos. I always do this when I buy games like this. I always look at 10 mistakes that new players should watch out for and type shit like that. And somebody said that, it's a good idea to, when you're surveying the planets and you're sending your people to survey planets, don't have them research it immediately, because it takes time for them to do that. You see the little clock thing that says research time 600, right? I just sent her to do that because, she wasn't doing anything at the moment, and I'm kind of not trying to expand right now because I'm not trying to overwhelm myself with having to discover a bunch of people and figuring out what the deal is and sending my liaisons to talk to them and all that shit. And the the more people we encounter, the more likely it is we're going to run into hostile people, and then we're going to have to deal with that on a military level. And I'm trying to just advance and develop right now. But so I don't have them doing too much exploring or surveying. Like, I had somebody just exploring. They weren't even surveying. I was exploring. That means they were just going through the system and looking at the planets and stuff. That's what I was doing over here. And that's how I ended up like running into these folks over here, like all the way down here. Now, they weren't in this system, granted, but one of their ships were, and that's how we discovered them. Or not, no, it wasn't here. It was here. Oh, no. I think it was here. This is where we discovered them, but this is where they mainly stay at. This is like their main area. So you can see that little communications symbol. So I've already sent a liaison to go over and start communicating with them so we can know what their actual names are and all that shit. I think I could actually, I would just go to this contacts. Oh, it's not showing. Damn, I forgot how to get to where that is at. Situation. Okay, yeah, here we go. The WAW aliens. The WOW. We have made first contact with the mysterious aliens in the Gromman system. For now, we have codenamed them WOW aliens until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we must decipher in order to establish communication. So they didn't attack us when they first saw us. So, I mean, that seems all right to me, but they don't know about us and we don't know about them. So it's possible once this is finished that we're going to discover things about one another that we probably don't like. It's possible that I might have certain policies or things that they just don't like, right? While I have the extreme xenophile trait, they could have the opposite trait where they like are immediately aggressive to people who aren't like them. So, that's the potential. So like it says days left we have 42 days. This is my liaison doing their work. This guy. So he's gonna, in 42 days, they're going to have a breakthrough chance. That's the percentage. There's a 0% chance that the phase will end in success. So it's just gonna go through it, and it's not gonna finish. We're not gonna have any real breakthrough once that 42 days is up, as of right now. So if something happens in between there, that percentage might go up, but it's usually gonna take multiple phases. Over here, you see these things. There's gonna be like 3 or 4 more things that are gonna pop up there in the in stages of trying to establish contact with these people. So every time that this timer goes down and finishes, it's gonna go up. The breakthrough chance is gonna go up higher and higher. So yeah, so like these things are going to. I think these things affect it, but I don't really know too much about them yet, and they're not really affecting it right now. This is what's Insights 2. The insight represent how much information you have uncovered in relation to chapter. So yeah, so these things are the chapters over here. So that's going to go up, and so he's going to be added for a while before Envoy. That's what they call him. He's going to be added for a while before we even discover what they look like. They don't look like this. That shape, that outline, they're not going to necessarily look like that. That's just the default of like the mysteries one, because they did that for these guys too. But I'm going to show you what these guys actually look like. Actually, that's not the best way to show you like that. go here, contacts. That's what they look like. So these guys, even though they look kind of crazy and creepy, they're like actually spiritual, holy tribunal, spiritual seekers. They're very ethnically like peaceful people. But I have a, let's see, look. So they have the same fanatic xenophile ethic that I have. So, you know, they're very open and welcoming to other species. So we got along easily, and they're spiritualists. So, you know, they are kind of they're kind of giving, you know. They're not very uptight, and they're kind of accepting and shit of people. Exalted priesthood. So this guy is like the High Inquisitor. They seem like a pretty religious bunch and stuff. But we have a migration treaty that they came up with. They're like, you know, we should be allowed to share people being able to live on planets. So I can actually have, like, when I make when I colonize a planet, I can colonize the planet using their type of people, their species, if I wanted to. So right now I have this shows the planets kind of that are of merit. I don't know why they're showing this 0 planet for. I don't really know what the heck the point of that is. It's a barren world. It's showing 0%. These are not all the planets that I have available, so I don't even know why this one's on there, because the other ones that are not habitable aren't on there. But perhaps this has some kind of potential to be terraformed. But you see, so this is the colonies I could build for it, and you know, there's 0%. They're not gonna want to be there. So I can. This is gonna show all of them. I can go over here to switch which species it's showing for. I can be showing this is for all of them. So it sees 80%, 80%, 60%, 70%, 0%, 55%. So that's like how comfortable these people and how they're gonna thrive on these planets. Naval born. If I just switch to naval born, you see I have this planet, Father's Eye 3, that's 80%, and Eyes of the Fates, I don't know which number it is, but 70%. That's a complete ocean world. So they're going to be 70%, like have a 70% thriving, like happiness or whatever. And this is 80% because this is the continental world. This is the type of world that they're used to. It's not 100% for whatever reasons. You know, there's other like factors that play into that. But you know, as they develop, it becomes less and less more relevant. And if I switch it to the Gleesbig, you'll see this planet, this alpine world, which is like kind of like a higher elevation world, and this Arctic world is the things that they can go through. But you see, this is 80% for them, but these Arctic worlds are not ideal for them. Way more ideal than my people. My people over 20%, you know, 15%. They're not going to thrive there. But these guys have 60%. So they'd be okay there if they really needed to be there, but it's not really ideal. They like these type of planets, you know. Well, you see all this other shit, like, but there's dangerous wildlife on there, giving them a -2, and the like all these other things. All this shit is just like different factors of potential how they can build their city districts, their industrial districts, their generator districts, mining districts, agriculture districts. Like, you know, like all of these are little factors of a bunch of other shit, modifiers, titanic life. That means there's gigantic life forms on this planet, so that's gonna affect their society research. You know, it's affected in a positive way. But then you have this dangerous wildlife that takes away -2 districts from these things over here and building them. You can do stuff to get rid of those things, but you have to have research it first, and it takes 270 days to clear, and 500 power. or energy to do. So, and they have noxious swamps there. They got massive glaciers there. Titanic life forms. That's the thing, the little modifier that it says up there. But these are all negative things. Well, the Titanic life forms gives them good research, but it takes away one of their districts, their max districts. So it's a positive and a negative. Uh, but then they have just these regular type of features that are hot springs, which gives them +3. Uh, I don't know what that symbol is or what it's showing there, but uh, generator districts +1. Uh, Ored veins, cliffs, or rich canvases, fair tuna, I don't know why I say tuna, fair tundra, fungal caves. These are different things that are adding to these districts over here and making, the potential of the planet uh, better. This shows the size, the little, well, I can't specifically go to it, but you see like the gold part is like the kind of size of the planet. That has certain effects of certain things that I don't really know too much about yet. But yeah, that's those are those things. So then, what else I got here? Pierced eyes, sorcerer's eye. All that shit's well and good. I think those are all the planets I already showed you. I haven't named this. I haven't renamed this one yet. But the Bright Eye is where I established my first colony. The Bright Pearl is the first planet, and they're doing what they're doing. It's not even really that interesting over here yet. So, oh look, I got 5 people now. 5 population. Now I like to think of the population to be more than just that amount of people, like 5. I'm like, there's not just 5 people living on this planet, even though there is, you can actually physically see the people that are living here because they have their jobs over here. So you can see like all these little guys here, they're in their specific positions. But by the way, this is like not something that I want to happen. Like these jobs keep like auto like taking these guys out of their positions for some random reason. I don't know why. But it looks like they're actually doing stuff now. Because there's this colonist job, but they have this metallurgist. I don't know what that even means, but and artisans. These 2 jobs weren't available a little while ago, so they've built things at this point and have been able to, got more jobs happening and stuff. But you can see the 5 people. One person's working mines, 2 people are doing farming. One person is in this metallurgist, and this person's the artisan. Their happiness is 84%, so they're good. They're good. They're not really producing the best stuff right now. Like the planet defects are making it so we're losing 6 energy and 4 minerals minerals a month. But it's not really that big a deal because we're bringing in 76 and 54, so it's just minusing from that. It's at 57 right now and 76 because that's taken away. Also, it's at 76 and all those things. That 76 energy that's happening up there, up here, and this 47 is because of this thing that happened when the thing was speeding up. This was a first trade thing that they didn't accept, but then I did another one, and this is them accepting the trade. So I'm giving them 10 energy and 8 food a month, and they're giving me 5 alloys and communications. I don't even know if they actually gave me any communications, but I just did that to make sure that, if they've discovered anybody else on their end of the galaxy, I want to know about it, which I don't think they have. But yeah, so this, like, the planet defects is not really affecting me too much. It's just taking away from its potential growth, but once they start to settle more and figure shit out more, they'll be good. Gaia Seaglass is my governor. Now, oh shit, I'm coming up on the end of this. I can only record for 60 seconds or 60 minutes, but so it's about to be an hour, so I have 5 minutes left. Uh, but Gaia Seaglass, she's the governor, and she's the governor of the burned eye too. So she's just the governor of my people, and so she, not the burned eye, but the burned pearl, as you can see here. Uh, she's the governor here. So when I establish another planet, she's also the governor there. I don't know what that means in the long run or what her jurisdiction is. When will I need another governor to govern certain parts of the galaxy or whatever? I don't know if, like, this is Poseidon's eye, this is this part of the system. I don't know if I'm going to establish other systems once they get out to a certain distance, or if I would have to manually break it down and shit. But yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Some things that I can show off: society. This shows our research, what kind of stuff we got going on, what we're kind of valuing and how we're expanding, to increase certain bonuses. Uh, People, this shows all my guys, my main guys, like the little citizens that work on the planets. They're not that important. They're not important enough for you to give new names and shit to, and all that good stuff. But you got researchers researching stuff, and technology. See, these guys all assigned to certain researches. Uh, I've named all of them. They're working on these things, taking time to get through it. Uh, Fleets and ships, yeah, we already know about that. Society, I went through that. Something that's interesting. So going deeper into it, I don't know if I'm gonna actually make a second video of this, but over time, your people start to make their own factions. So they have different. This is like the governor, but this is her faction that she's ahead of, and this is her Xeno Freedom Network. They're trying to increase the their relations with other alien races and all that stuff, and you can see what your things that you're doing that affects them, and how many people are actually in a part of their faction, how much unity you're getting in from their faction, how much they approve of the stuff you're doing. This is how much support they're giving, or I don't know if this is the support you're giving or they're giving to you. I think this is the support they're giving to you. But if you can rename them, I'm not going to rename them, but promote them to kind of get more people into them, or suppress them to try to stop them from advancing, because if there's more dangerous type of factions, like I have two more factions, March of the Brave, they want us to increase our military might and stuff. This is led by Delilah Walker, who's one of my scientists. So they actually use your people to be the heads of these factions, and they're the ones who establish the faction. They have 12 people that are part of that right now. They only got a 39% with us. They're not really too happy about the stuff that we've been doing lately. They want us to increase and kind of show our might to the galaxy. And these are the newest guys. The Council of Spiritualism, ran by Darius Moon, who's another one of my survey scientists that I have out there. But they're all kind of all right with it. I don't know. I don't really remember too much what they want from me, because they're new. But yeah, so this is gonna. I feel like stuff like this is gonna happen because of the particular thing that I gave them of being quarrelsome and deviant. Quarrelsome. They're just gonna always kind of fight the status quo. But yeah, so I only have like 55 seconds left. But yeah, that's pretty much the details of the game. Uh, yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, and this is just the beginning. But I like to take it slow, so I'm like, I have till like 2,500. 2,500 is when the game ends. So I got quite a few hundred years to go, but I like to take it slow, because that's why I got this game to begin with. I just want to, sit there and take it slow, build my empire, and just kind of think about and fantasize about like the details of that shit. But yeah, that's all.